Good afternoon. Welcome to your first jet rating. You are now moving from the 3.3 tons TBM single turbo prop to a 16.4 ton, dual turbofan, dual crew Citation 10. As you can see, this is a serious increase in weight. Let's do a fast walk around. You already saw the left side AOA vane and the total air temperature probe. This is the front wheel with the taxi lights. The two bulky covers under the windshields mitigate stagnation point formation and protect the wipers. You can also see the right side pitot scoop. The right side TAT AOA vane and a backup pitot are seen here. As you'll see from now on, aircraft need lots of redundancy just to be cleared for flight. We're now going to check the right engine fan and the leading edge of the right wing. The leading edge is equipped with an anti-ice system and slats. This is a new C750, so we've got winglets on the tips. These reduce drag formed at the wingtips by minimizing the pressure difference between the over and under the wing airflow. Now we'll check the right engine cowling and the back of the engine for anything that shouldn't be there. These are the intake and the exhaust of the APU. Coming back here, we can take a look at the main landing wheel. Braking pads should be checked for each flight, along with the well-being of the entire tire. As you can see, we have a trailing link landing gear system that makes any landing a greaser. Left side engine and wing coming up. There's also a luggage compartment behind the right engine. Very long wings on this one. This mitigates a bit the high sweep angle at low speed, but we'll talk about that later. Let's get inside and talk about some of the differences. I don't think you've seen a cabin look so good until now. Go ahead, look through it. As I said, you are moving from small, relatively slow aircraft to heavier, more complex and much faster ones. While the TBM flies under EASA CS23, the C750 is certified by CS25. This tighter certification requires strict redundancy for essential systems and a two-pilot flight management. We'll get more into the redundancy talk as we start using the actual systems. Looking at the panel, I guess what strikes you first is the sheer number of screens. You've only flown analog panels until now with the little screen of the Garmin navigation units. Now everything is on a screen. From left to right, these are called Primary Flight Display 1, Multifunction Display 1, ICAs, and the MFD2 and PFD2. Under them you've got the two Control Display Units, CDUs, which are used for flight management, and under those you've got the two Radio Management Units, RMUs. You'll also have to get used to a new type of navigation, the inertial reference. This system takes the initial position of the aircraft and, via accelerometers, continuously computes the new position. This is not a new system, and was already heavily relied on, even before the introduction of GPS. However, the Honeywell LaserF is not one of those 70s inertial systems. The LaserF is coupled with GPS and radio navigation receivers to attain the best present position. The actual navigation precision can get below 0.3 nautical miles. Even if you lose GPS entirely, the INS is guaranteed to maintain 0.3 precision for another 25 minutes, aiding in continuing an RNP approach. The reason for the INS introduction was that GPS can provide a high degree of precision, but it cannot sustain that because of signal degradation. Can do 1 mile 95% of the time, but it will do 0.3 only 30% of the time. For the rest 70% of the time, the INS keeps a very accurate track of the movement of the aircraft from that last accurate position. For that, the LaserF system uses laser gyroscopes. As opposed to mechanical gyros that rely on a mechanical drift to feel movement, laser gyros feel movement by detecting the Doppler shift of a laser beam, getting the accuracy to new heights. The biggest change when moving to high and fast-flying aircraft may very well be the addition of a hydraulic system. The larger control surfaces, coupled with the higher cruising speeds, make hydraulic power a must for control of the aircraft. To give you an example, when flying at flight level 370 at 500 knots true airspeed, the Citation X's elevator would need over 240 kilograms of force for a 5-degree deflection. That's heavier than 3 men. For redundancy, there are 2 hydraulic systems on the C750 working at a pressure of 3000 psi. Having said that, there are mechanical backups for all controls in case you have a serious emergency. Staying with flight controls, I have to mention the air brakes. These are spoilers on the upper surface of the wings that add drag and spoil some of the lift the wing is creating. These aid in controlling speed while descending, as turbofans don't provide the same braking effect as a propeller in idle. Another system you've never seen before is the auto throttle. This system is possible due to something called a FADEC. The FADEC is a digital engine control system that monitors and commands the various actuators of the engine. While in the TBM, pushing the throttle meant directly pushing more fuel into the combustor. In this aircraft, your throttles only send a signal to the FADEC. The FADEC in turn gathers all the necessary information from the engines and computes the most efficient way of getting to that new regime. The throttle levers also employ mechanical detents. These come from the pre-auto throttle version, where the gates were used to tell the FADEC the regime to set. With the addition of the auto throttle, the detents actually tell the FADEC what is the maximum regime the engine can use to maintain the VNAV profile or the set airspeed. As you know, this aircraft can cruise at 51,000 feet. A standard atmosphere that high exhibits very low pressures, a tenth of sea level atmosphere, and temperatures -57°C. That is why this aircraft has very strong hull and reinforced windows. The pressurization and conditioning system relies on bleed air from the engine core, and the maximum pressure differential it can muster is 9.5 psi. It means that at 51,000 feet it will keep a comfortable 8,000 feet equivalent inside the cabin. The system uses pressure from the 9th-stage compressor station or the 14th-stage compressor station. Just like in the PT-6A, the first bleed station is the normal use one. The 9th stage in high-power regimes outputs at least 120 psi. The 14th stage, on the other hand, outputs over 60 psi even in low-thrust regimes. The ECS system is quite complex to just gloss over it, so we'll review all systems in more detail as we use them. And last point I want to touch on today is the high wing sweep angle. Up until now you've only flown straight wings aircraft. This aircraft has its wings swept at a massive 37 degrees backward. The main advantage of this setup is wave drag delay. At the high transonic speeds this aircraft can cruise, there is a huge drag buildup. By sweeping the wing, you slow down the transverse airflow going over it. Thus, while the aircraft is flying at Mach 0.9, the wing is experiencing only 0.72. But this high-speed advantage comes with quite a few low-speed caveats. Stall speed is a little high, the dihedral effect can induce Dutch rolls, and the wing structure needs to be stronger because of wing bending.